Oh, you can see that traffic hiding back there. What's going on? Happy Saturday. It is a beautiful sunny day in Riverrun. Hope it's a wonderful day wherever you might be. All right. See where we left things off. I realize I definitely want to break this. I'm going to pause it for a second. I want to think this suburb a little bit. I didn't like how this looked in the overhead. So what are we doing over here? We've zoned all the way on the inner edge except for this side where there's zoning. All right, we'll come back. I'm not 100% about if I like whether or not that zoning is there. All right, can I get an anchor off this road, please? Right there. Okay. I don't know why I had to come off of the road that far to not anchor to the one I didn't want. All right, so over here, I had very little intersections. There's only a north, east, and south interaction for this residential neighborhood. And then the same thing over here, except there's all sides, north, east, south, and west, a singular. And then I got crazy over here, and I just did a bunch. And I need to rethink that. So we've got one to the south. We've got one to the west. We've got this one to the north. I don't know if that supports. This one would come all the way through if it did. Those are two T intersections that are kind of close together, but I guess I can live with it. Let's do that. Okay, and then we've got this road now, which is perpendicular to the avenue, and we can kind of start to think about, do these just come all the way into here? I think that they can. Oh, that's wonky. I do not like that. Okay, what can we do here? That's not going to be that terrible. Holy cow. Maybe that one just doesn't connect on that side. I think we make that work. Okay. Let's take a look up here. I think there was a street through here at first. come across with that one, and then can we connect this one straight? That works. Hate building squares on console. I mean, sometimes you get stuff like this, right? But that's okay. That creates some funny shaped lots, and we could use some of that. Break up the monotony a little bit. Okay, we'll let it play on 3 times speed. We're still making a decent chunk of change. 154 million in the bank, kind of crazy. So we could move in some more commercial around here. It would probably be a good idea. I've got this avenue here, which is not doing a whole lot, and it would kind of make more sense to tie it into the rest of the 4-lane in the area, and then maybe we could throw some zoning on there, since it will be supporting more traffic as a result. We haven't put any thought into into any kind of mass transit in this map. So that's something else that we should look at, is essentially like, how do we start decorating? There's no parks, there's no leisure, there's nothing, and we got to think what fits in the smaller suburbia side of things over here. And then the big city stuff back there. Our industries are still cranking, which is why the budget is like that. I might as well take care of this before I forget. All right. I want to do the campus build soon. Maybe that's a tonight thing, depending on how zoning goes over this way. Still leaving this open for a park. Those are all the park objects, and then some, actually. There's 3 chessboards. Ugliest park. But that's all we needed. People run through the park to get to the metro. Gonna keep everything low density over this way, but where do we and where don't we? So I've kept this really open for now. Like, that might change though. So down here we start to get into some zoning. I think we could continue to do that on the outer edge of this curve for sure. At least on this block. Let's see. Okay, so all along that road I'm fine with. Maybe even here. Kong, what's going on? There's definitely plenty to complain about over here with all the traffic. Worst traffic. I love how a city can be successful with very little effort, as is obvious here from a design perspective. Just build a bunch of grids and wait. And then if you build the right combination of industrial stuff, you can make a ton of money. So okay, they're complaining out there. We'll run something temporary for now. Already with the fires. Sin, what's up? Welcome. Appreciate you stopping by on your Saturday, everybody. Hope you're having a good evening. Hope you had a good stream. we're very, very slowly growing back over here. We moved 35,000 people out yesterday, so we're trying to get things going again. I'm still very torn on what to do down here for the park. We're gonna get rid of these piers. These are just here upgrading the park, but man, they are popular, huh? Don't mind the like absolute death currents screaming by you at the pier while you're just having a little, kid's birthday party. It's not exactly like a lazy river. I feel like we've slowed down quite a bit, which makes me think Death Wave is coming. But we'll see. We'll see if the commercials springing up over here helps anything. Highest population? Springdale, my season 4. I did a big Central Park, and I think that one was like 230 something, 240 at one point. But that's my peak, and I wasn't really trying for it. I wonder what I could do now. I definitely understand the game a lot better. No, I don't want residential there. What am I doing? So do we come through? Like, it's okay to have some zones that are not built up, but maybe we do more. Maybe we do more along here for commercial, and then see what happens. Okay, let's come over here and see what some like medium density does over here. And by that I mean high density that we limit to level 1 and set to historic. We'll see what it looks like over here, what we can fit in. And then I still don't know what to do along the coast just yet. And whether or not we raise this bridge to come under it like I did over here, which I think probably makes sense. Man, a lot of people parking right there at the pier, huh? Very popular. Kind of weird. Yeah, so population-wise, I never like I'm more about the Well, I say that, and this is like the first time I'm really focused on it. I'm more about the realism. Like, I don't care about the number's just an arbitrary number, except for the fact that you unlock certain things, like, at 90,000, for example, the monuments and stuff like that. I've only cared about them from an unlock perspective. There you go, Nexus. Elmo time. This is a pretty good one. I think they're going to get it before it spreads again, hopefully. Does PS5 or Xbox manage that? I got 240,000 on the OG console version when it was not the Series X, but the Xbox One X. So, I mean, it did it. It did it okay. I don't feel like the console version drops in frame rate as much as the PC version does. Come on now. Oh, this one got the trees in the center of the block. Not just the house. Tree's still going. It might spread to the house again. It might catch the house. Nope. Is there another helicopter? Did it just burn out? Ran out of wood? No more fuel? Okay, they're complaining a little bit over here. This hasn't been too much of a problem, though, which is good. We've been very slowly but surely moving people in. We're doing okay over here with our 2 cemeteries. Ice Cube Factory got abandoned. That's kind of sad. Our last remaining industrial building. Maybe we should smooth this out and we could do a pedestrian mall. Do something. Let me get the rest of the streets in here, and then we'll see what some high density looks like down here. Okay, so that could be okay. We don't want a 4-way here, especially with so much traffic coming over. And also, this frickin' theme park is clogging up this park close so bad. It cannot handle it. So we might want to... We might want to just give this exit a little bit more room to work as an exit. Hold on a second. No, really? It's terrible, but it gives us a little bit more room. I can work on that one after. Why not have an exit to the park? I mean, technically this is. It's just a poorly supported partial clover leaf. We've given it more room for exit, so even if it backs up, hopefully it won't back up onto the highway now. But we will see. Grabs food, fire starts. Exactly. Exactly, Nexus. You're onto it. You know. Exactly. Okay. Death wave time as those buildings... I mean, maybe death wave time, probably. A garbage problem over there, too. No big deal. As those buildings start to abandon and auto bulldoze, we should see. They seem to really like the low density. It's like they're built to like that first. Never got the oil industry work because I want on PS4. Do you ever encounter that? Well, I don't know. So there's a few different things you can do. So there's generic industry. There is this kind of industry specialization that's built into the game. I think that's base game, right? Is that base game now? Was that like... It may not have been like out of the gate, but you can do these, right? You can paint a district and then say I want to do forestry, farming, or oil. These kind of suck. So if you're playing a city to cheat with the unlimited money and everything, you're just doing it to decorate, then they're actually really cool. Like you can take a forestry zone and paint forestry distinction on it and then like fill in some of the weird spaces that I've just got like empty grass here next to factories and stuff. And like you could fill in those little spots with these little lots that look very much like the part. However, they mess up with your chain. So like, for example, in here, we're making two things. We're making paper from raw forest products, and we're making timber. If you have any industrial zoning, like any other zones in here, they start to look for those products as well. They will leverage those products to then turn into things to sell to the city. So, like, that's why I'm making so much money right now, is because industries, and I'm not using regular industrial zoning. It's an industries DLC. So, like, if you look at my income right now, where is it? Right here. You can see farming. Like, I'm not doing anything with the standard generic industry zoning. We're not doing anything in the bottom left with the default farming, forestry, oil, or ore. We're doing it all with the DLC industries. And the little bits extra that we're making in each zone do get sold off, which is why we have actually like a ton of extra oil production. I guess I overestimated that quite a bit. But we're able to export the stuff that we don't need, and we're able to keep production going for the unique factories, which is 152,000 of our bankroll right now. It's, you know, it's why we have so much money coming in. So if you get it just right, of course, it's what I was going to say. It's just one building. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. It's totally fine.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Okay. Well, this is going to be a good one. Get your marshmallows ready, because I don't think... Oh, okay. I don't think this is getting put out anytime soon. Okay, Elmo. It's Elmo time. It's party time. What the heck? This one's going for a bit. We'll just watch. We'll let this one play out. We don't have to be anywhere. We are where we need to be. This funk playlist on Epidemic is a little fun. I'm enjoying it. I don't think this is what they meant by spicy detailing. I should probably put a couple more helicopter depots in. It's not like we can't afford it. Is the lake empty? Oh yeah, this isn't helping either. They need to fly far away to fill up the helicopter. We'll refill the lake back up for them. I gotta make this kind of like a steady stream coming through here. This is not good. Maybe at least they'll fill up their helicopters a little bit closer. It's a good one. This one did not disappoint. This industry in general does not disappoint. It when it goes, it goes. It's not just one building that's going to burn. And I can't believe I said that. I was literally saying that as multiple trees caught. Are they filling up here now? I think they are. We'll be okay. It'll be okay. It might spread. It might still spread up here and catch the factories again, but we'll see. I'm feeling a little bit better about this. There's minimal intersections. We got one in the south. We got one in the west. We got at least 3 in the top. That's okay. And then there's 2 intersections at the right road. This is kind of weird how all this connects in up here, but I can live with it. Let's move some people in. Did I mention, by the way, this is the one of the funk playlists on Epidemic. We got it set to hopeful funk, and it's kind of just a mixture of like electro funk, traditional band funk, Afro funk. Let me know what you think. This just in, major rager in the forest industry. The lighter side of the news, charcoal production is up and prices are dropping. Yeah, that's why I put the advanced coal power plant over here. For those of you that don't know, it didn't catch maybe yesterday, every single one of these zones is completely self-sufficient from a power perspective. So this is powered by its own little advanced coal power plant. This is powered by the oil power plant, because man, do these buildings suck juice. Over here, we've got the farm, which is powered by 6 windmills. The 7th one is turned off. I should check if 6 is needed, or maybe it's 5. And then over here in Bobby's Ore, we've got the geothermal plant. So all these are on their own little grid. I mean, I guess we could bring water over and make it completely self-sufficient. What I should probably do is toll these as well, right? Would it make sense to toll these? Every industry that's already making me like this $200,000 bankroll in the budget, we're going to start charging them every truck that comes through here for a toll. It was like $8 last time though we looked at it, so it probably wasn't worth it. The actual production is where you want the money spent. Okay, come on, we gotta move people in over here. Am I going to regret this? Does this also have zoning? I mean, we can always trim back zoning later when we rebalance things on the high density side of the river, which will happen probably next week, I'm gonna guess. I also really do want to go through, look at where we can put some parks, or even just like one big park that goes through the zone. It doesn't have to be about making money. It's more about beautifying things. You're gonna put that out, right? Okay. And then, yeah, are we filling this out nice? Yeah, we're filling out nicely over here. This is great. Yeah, and then get rid of those. So what I definitely want to do is come back through here and create some micro districts and change some of the buildings around. The default buildings, although I got a soft spot in my heart for them. There's some repetitive Art Deco that I'd like to get rid of. Snow one I never got. So I don't know. I actually really like campus. So right now in the city, I got the Collider Monument. Do I not have disable university boost turned on? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. What? How? What? Are you serious? Wait, hold on a second. This is not enabled. Enable this option to prevent the Collider from providing university education in your city. It is... Wait, did I just enable that? Or was it not showing that it was enabled? I think it was showing that it wasn't enabled, but I didn't enable it. 4810. 4796. Are we seeing like a tremendous drop here? No. That's how it should be, right? So disable university boost. Enable this option to prevent the Collider from providing university education. Yeah. It must have been on, but not showing right in the UI, because I wouldn't have this many students paying for education in my school otherwise. So I don't know. I really enjoyed... I enjoy the campuses. This is not a completed build. Like I haven't finished this yet. We're gonna redesign all this. This is like putting all the buildings in a spot, which is what I've done with like all the industry builds. This is like as I mean, not necessarily, I guess, as tight. It's a pretty tight build. It's getting everything into the space to kind of see what we need. This is more about the correct amount of production chain. Like, what do we need to set all of these factories to 150% and still have goods coming in? They're going to get a plastics delivery any second from the warehouse that is full next door. So that shouldn't be a problem. It's just when the next truck comes around the block, basically. Same thing over here. Plastics, yeah. They're always waiting on plastics. These guys are okay. These guys are okay. See, they got plastics. They got animal products coming in from outside. So, yeah. So all those zones are pretty self-contained. Okay, so the university though, right? Here's the thing with the universities is I think it's a fun little management mini game if you like some of the components. I think it's fun. What's really interesting is if you do level up the universities, depending on which one you pick. We went with a traditional university first here. You can unlock these 3 buildings at the end of each of these. So there's like 3 end boss, end level, end game buildings. They're almost like mini monuments in a way inside the campus DLC. And there's 3 per type. And essentially with this one, right, what do we got? School of Law. Crime rate and police department upkeep is reduced. You've got the School of Medicine, allowing healthcare to run more efficiently with increased ambulance count and patient capacity. Okay. And then this one, income from all... this is the School of Science. Income from all specialized industries is increased while reducing city pollution and electricity consumption. Income from all specialized industries is increased, right? And we've got this bankroll happening in our industries. So not only is that about setting things up right, but also the campus supports it and even boosts the profits that much further. And then, you know, depending again on which campus you do, you might end up with some different things that affect that. And there's the sports. When we're going to do all of the sports over here. In fact, let's start making a mess because we haven't. This is one of the things that we need to plan out next. Is how to get all of these facilities in here. I should do like a video on it. So the inspiration for this campus, there's no way this is going to fit over here. It'll fit right there. It'll fit right there. And will this fit on the other side? I think it will. So we got to make room for all this. And a couple big parking garages. Where are those? Let's just get those out of the way now because there's going to be there should be at least 2 of those and maybe a big lot as well. We're definitely going to do a lot of parking, basically. We'll put that there. We'll put the parking garage here to remind us that we got to do all that stuff. Essentially, this spot between the highway and the river, all the way down, we're going to spread out our campus and the sports to basically to there. But those will be fun little, kind of like a fun little mini management game on its own. Because you can do different policies, and these create a ton of traffic as well. So they are an interesting challenge in their own right when game days happen. But for now, we'll turn those off, and it's more just about understanding the space that we're going to be working with. Well, we slowly move more and more people in over here. We do have some demand though, so we may as well use it. We're okay on there's plenty of death care. It's the traffic that's the problem. So I put 0 effort into the traffic of the city. I'll give you an example here. Check out how close these intersections are together. There's zero traffic management to get us to like 130,000 to get all this stuff unlocked. And now I'm going back and, you know, using $100 million plus in the bank to basically creative mode and come back through here and do it all over again. But we are working the death care into the coverage as well. So there's two crematoriums and a cemetery there. And then same thing over here in a slightly different lot. Need some more trees, a little more detail. So one other thing that we do have to think about, maybe we can use this road over here temporarily, is if we come in, let's look at some of the uniques. Like what would fit in a small area downtown? How big is this theater? It's kind of big. It's kind of big. We'd get it more like down here, right? Maybe on this strip. This strip needs a bridge though coming across too, though, doesn't it? I don't really think about that. Fire. We got pretty good. We got good fires going tonight. This zone, as you can see, still a little toasty from our fire earlier. Cathedral might actually be pretty cool in this area downtown. We should build like a little plaza for this, or put it at an interesting crossroads somewhere. Maybe even back over at this intersection, which is very kind of pivotal for the structure of the city. Is there hope for Cities 2 on console? So okay, so one, I don't have any insider information. Two, if I did, I wouldn't be able to share it. But I sure have lots of information on what's going on with Cities 2 publicly. And I would say, considering they don't even know a date, they're just saying this year, which itself is like, we're getting it to you by the end of the year is not exactly a vote of confidence. But that's the game on PC, and at the end of year 2, they're basically getting to the point where they will have released the DLC they were hoping to do in the first quarter of the game's lifespan. First half of a year at most, right? It was like that DLC schedule was originally like by spring. Can't even comfortably say when that is done. The game is sitting at 52% on Steam right now. What are they going to push down to a console? Now, I didn't realize Overcharge Egg is doing a build called Yokley. I didn't realize that was completely mod free. It's unmodded. God bless him. I can't do it. I went back to the game. I couldn't make it to 1,000 population. It's so boring. It's so slow and stupid. And this is from somebody that's grinded out hundreds of millions of dollars in the console edition. So I know stupid and grindy. And that is definitely it. But what are we getting on console, right? If the game comes, we're getting the game with no mods. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. Please don't confuse Paradox mods with actual mods. Yes, they host mods on PC, but Paradox mods is just assets. It's Paradox assets on console. So it's not going to do anything to fix things that are broken with the game. It doesn't give us movement. It doesn't give us traffic. It doesn't give us, transport management. It doesn't give us so many things. So what are we going to get on console? Like the 52% on Steam version of the game without any way to make it better. And with a set of developers that are very content to let the community and the modders make their games better. Which, if anything, de-incentivizes them from creating any real change in the game. I think that's evident in the release of City Skylines 2. Like, the marketing story was very much like, oh yeah, we like look at the way that they released information over those 10 videos talking about the new features of the game, the traffic management, the AI, the road tools. Like, these are all things that you thought, you know, if you didn't have deeper context and hindsight, but you would have thought like, oh, like that's cool. That's going to replace the need for a thing like Road Builder or the road tools. Like, maybe we don't need intersection marking tool or the traffic AI. Maybe we don't need traffic. No, you still need traffic. By the way, it's got malware. So anyways, yeah, that's where we're at. So do I think we're getting it? No. At this point, do I think that's a bad thing? Not necessarily. I'm sure people will feel left out. But when it's just a worse version, missing a bunch of stuff, and it isn't the reset switch that people think it's going to be, like, the new road tools are cool, I guess. But like, you can make stuff work. It's not worth another $400 worth of DLC and redoing all that, you know? Let's move people up into these really awkward shaped neighborhoods. Get a bunch of small houses up here. But not on the cemetery block itself. That's an awkward house. Maybe not even on this side, huh? Not even on that side at all. But over here, sure. We'll probably take some of those buildings down after the fact. Cities 2 is underbuilt as a base game from what I've heard, seen, and I'd wager the game needs to spend a few more years to get up to any kind of proper spec. And that's the thing, like, I would agree. But like, who do they got working there that thought this was ready? And can they, and is, like, look, here's the thing. I can maybe put together a couple dishes, but I am not a good cook. Giving me more time in the kitchen isn't necessarily going to make that dish better. It's going to make it probably mushier and a brown consistency. Just like oil paint. You mix too much together, you're just making brown. You're just making a brown muddy mess. And it's the same thing in the kitchen. And it's the same thing in game dev. If they haven't fixed it yet, they're not going to fix it. And again, they're leaving it up to the modders. And a modder like Cuboid, maker of Move It, is packing up. I believe for personal reasons. But, like, that's not a good sign. That's not a good thing for the community. A community where there's still more people playing the first game than the second game. Bad decision as far as release timeline. Yeah, I think I talked about it yesterday. But it's one of those things, it's like the shareholders don't mind a short sell. Like, just give us the short-term money, we'll take it. But meanwhile, you're banking the future of your studios and your franchises on this short-term gain. And unfortunately, sometimes it really burns you. You know what we haven't done? I'm pretty sure. I don't think we've seen the city much at night. So actually, let's see the city at sunset first, I guess. Where's a good glow? Right there? Right there? Right there. Cinematic camera. Let's take a tour around. Let's see. And some of this is going to be... Of course, the first thing they show us is horrible traffic and intersections. Way too close together. Okay, a little better. Still a grid. Show us some of that curvy... nope, that's not it. Show us some of that curvy suburbia in the middle of that... The cemetery there. The crazy streets. Show us that game. Yeah, I guess so. Kind of. It'd be better if it was filled in. We'll get there. Yeah, Cities 2, one of the more questionable releases of recent years. I got to fill in that block. We got to figure out what to do over there. We should do that next. You know, like what was other disappointing releases? Like No Man's Sky, horribly disappointing out of the gate. Like so many promises from Sean from a marketing perspective that just weren't there in the game. And so many years later, they're still working on free updates for it, which is crazy. But that's people that love what they do at least and love the community they could build. I feel like there's a disdain for the criticism, and that all criticism was you know what it is? Like sure some criticism is inappropriate. You know, there's you know, it's game dev. Like it wouldn't be a big release if there wasn't some news of death threats or something, probably, right? That's stupid. Like that's stupid. We can agree on that. But like I'm pretty sure that most of the people that work at CO and Paradox would never have survived the Modern Warfare 2 lobby. That's all I'm going to say. GTA Trilogy, that was another one. Holy cow. That was like just let's port the mobile version but worse. With a bunch of issues. That was crazy. Fallout 76? Mass Effect Andromeda? Oh my god, keep them rolling, everybody. Cyberpunk at release for sure was rough. I enjoyed it, and I struggle bust through the playthrough on a 2070 Super at the time. I could play RTX. I maybe got 35 frames on 1080p, but it looked really good. It was fun playing with RTX on in certain spots of the city. Destiny 2 still disappointing to this day in my mind. Destiny is so sad in a way. I am such a huge Halo fan. I don't know if you can see it. You can't see it in this light. No way. Okay, no, I got the lights. I don't have my lights on. If I turn my lights on, way back there, you'll notice that there is a Halo legendary symbol. There's a sword right in front of it. My wife got me a BR, a 3D printed BR. So like no, Will, get out of here. Get out of here. I'm a big Halo fan, and Destiny was a promise of what Bungie could have become post Halo. I think they did an excellent job. Reach is one of the best prequels because it had me running back to play the first game as soon as I finished Reach. Like oh my god, I can't wait to play the first Halo again. The only other time I felt the immediate need to want to go back and play the game again when I finished a DLC was, oh, now I can't remember the name of it. BioShock Infinite, Burial at Sea, the one that is a prequel to the BioShock series. It's amazing. It's so good. But Destiny 2 is a sad one because it's like there's so much potential there, and now with Marathon being indefinitely delayed, I don't know. That's a bunch of billion that Sony spent on Bungie. I don't know if they're getting their money's worth or what they were hoping for. Halo on the first Xbox, the OG Combat Evolved. Skull and Bones, oh my god, yeah. Man, there's been a lot of really highly disappointing games the last few years. I'm still so bitter that we didn't get a what was it? Was it the PT, the playtest, the Silent Hill playtest, the looping hallway demo on? Oh my god! Check out Robaz playing that. ROBBAZ, the Swedish chef. him playing that is one of the funniest takes on that playable demo I saw. Halo 7 for the 25th anniversary? I don't know. I don't think so. They got a new book coming out in December. That's what Halo Waypoint is going off about right now. Like, I don't care. I'm pretty sure that they're going to Unreal Engine for the next one. I'm pretty sure if I heard that right. And I don't know how to feel about that. Like, I enjoyed Unreal shooting. I hope they find a way to program it and make it still feel like Halo. Okay, let's go midnight. That was some sunset. We'll take another peek still. I still want a city painter in Unreal 5. And before you hear any modders scream like, oh, but Unreal doesn't mod well, like, I don't care. Just give me a bunch of skyscrapers and let me paste them in. I don't care about your mods. Just give me a good game. It doesn't need to be like, give me a good city painter. Did anybody see the Matrix playable demo? Like, that city that you can fly around and you drive around and walk around, and it is amazing. I'd love to be able to build something like that. Even if it has a huge compile time. Let me drag the stuff on the map and then let me go run around it. Adia, what's going on? Good evening. There's still plenty of use cases for other engines. I am surprised that the new Oblivion is some weird hybrid of the original game engine, like, bolted into an Unreal to, like, reskin it, relight it. Matrix demo was nice. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever uninstall that. As long as it lets me play it, it'll be there. Okay, we're letting things slowly happen in the background. We're just enjoying some nighttime cinematics. Talking about disappointing games from the last few years. Carmageddon, I don't know. I don't know that one. We're going to sink that highway at some point. Right now, in the back of my brain, I'm hoping for Fall Trees Pack from Mr. Mason and the ability to change lights on roads like Weekend Trees. It's never going to happen, but if I think about it happening in a future update, it makes me smile for a second. Question came out earlier. What is your largest city population? I know a few new people have joined. I'm curious what people's top city pop is. Mine was 235 to 240, somewhere in there. Springdale, Season 4. That was on 9 tile. I bet we can beat it. I want to do a bunch of stupid builds too soon. Let me just say that. Can chat keep me honest? Remind me. I want to build a one road city. I want to do a one tile city. I want to do a build where we never, ever empty a dump or cemetery. Around 130K? That's a good sized city. There's plenty of management problems and things to do with 130,000 people. The farmland looks kind of nice at night. That's our park. Oh my God, look at that horrible park. Beautiful hospital asset. Great recommendation from Warren. Part of the Railroads of Japan pack. Look at that. All pedestrian road city. That could be interesting. You got to have at least one access, one service road, right? Or can you bring it in on train? Could you bring in cargo on trains? That could be interesting. That could be really interesting. And then we just like cable, we get an airport and cable car everybody over to the island. Bring in cargo on trains. Okay, cool. We totally make that work. Where you can't have less than 95% traffic? Oh my, failed. Failed. Instant failed for me. I don't think there's enough. There's not enough build in the amusement park to be its own amusement park, which is why I always put it next to the zoo. Is it just me that does that? Like, does everybody else do that? I think my traffic is still in the 60s, honestly. Let's find out. Get your sunglasses. $94,000. Have we been over 100,000 since destroying this population on this side? I don't know for sure. I feel like it's a very ADHD stream tonight because like I feel like there's so many things I was going to do and I never got around to it. So do we mix in? I gotta like come down here and get a feel for it. Do I just keep it low density over here, or do we mix in a little? I kind of want to keep it low density and do everything medium and high over across the river to keep the scale of things down. In fact, if anything, we're gonna knock down a bunch of these buildings. I talked about this last time. Like these have got to go. Those are 3 of the same ones in a row, which is unfortunate. See, like these 3 in a row are less bothersome to me. Even though they have the exact same banners out front. We'll see what grows in. Don't know if you ever hit 100K. Crazy. You need commercial pretty hard. Yeah, I don't entirely, I'm not sold on what I'm doing with it. I want to do something fun with the coast. I want to have a giant park here. But we also we maybe need some minimal office. Okay, let's do something over here. Hold on. This is kind of a weird electro funk we got going on. I'm going to change this up. That wasn't quick. And the song was almost over. That's the irony there. That's a district. That's going to be our university. I think I started to dive in. Adia, you weren't here. I think I started to explain. I think I started to get into Titan and then just like trailed off somewhere. But I was going to explain University of Washington and that campus, the quad, the pink trees being an inspiration for what we're going to do over here on the riverside. But pretty sure I started to tell that and then never finished the story. So if we were going to do something different over here, let's look at district styles and what we've got, what we can do. We can clean these lines up, choose to use them or not later on. I think I want a district. I think I want to create districts around these and say no through traffic. So Old Town, because there's no reason to go to any of these residential districts if you don't live there. You should take the collector roads. You watch that whole 2-hour interview? So more random stuff. Yeah. That interview is unhinged at best. We're talking about the Titan submersible. One of the people that made their own subs has a business in Honduras taking people down. Went for like consulting and a ride with Stockton Rush, the owner of Ocean Gate and the Titan submersible, and was just like, man, this thing is This thing is not good. You should not be taking people down this. You're crazy. And that guy himself is crazy and unhinged. Starts the testimony like, could you please give us a little bit of background? Well, when I was 9 years old, I first fell in love with the sea. Like, oh, Jesus, dude, come on. Like, buckle up. This is going to be a good one. Okay, we got a little bit of a little tiny little bit of a problem happening over here. I'm sure it's not a big deal. We can time lapse this. It'll get fixed. It's not like the entire block's going to burst into flames. Oh, did the river overflow yet over there? It's getting real close. I got to go turn that water off. Okay, anytime. Okay, helicopter's here. Helicopter 2. You have to divers who go all the way down? Yeah, no. You know, that's the thing that kills me. Like, I know it was like one of the girls in the documentary was like, well, I didn't quit because it was COVID. Like, I had a job. Some of my friends didn't. Like, and that is desperation because like you're working at a job where you're like, I wouldn't bolt these people in because I don't feel safe sending them down there. Like, you're part of that operation. You're part of that operation that is sending people into a life-threatening situation that you know is not being handled correctly. And you're just like, I need a check. There's better ways to make a check that don't involve immediately killing people. Like, you could work in a restaurant and serve people undercooked meat, right? And then it's just like much more of a crapshoot. Like, potentially the same risk level if you were like knowingly serving undercooked food to them. Is that not zonable squares? Okay, whatever, game. I don't think we move in here, but I mean, we could. Well, that's going to be a stupid lot, huh? Are we moving them in back to back? I think we can get some trees and a fence in here, and we can come back through and historic them at level 1. I've been meaning to do that, and I keep forgetting. We got to come back and kill the Art Deco. These are just. Are these? Adia, you played Survive. Are these surviving Mars assets? I feel like they are. The cathedral's actually, we could do something with this cathedral. I like this. This fits in low density. I like it a lot. I mean, also, like, it could be like the sole thing standing in a downtown area like in Boston, where it's just like a bunch of skyscrapers and a church that nobody wanted to tear down. That works too. If anybody's wondering, the problems that we see in the background, obviously garbage. These are the best problems to have. This means that you have a full supply of this, and it's just a matter of it going out to the warehouses that need it. So we've got a lot of plastics. We've got a lot of products to sell to the market, in that case, sneakers. We've got a cemetery to empty. This one is the one that you don't want to see too much of, which is waiting for goods. But again, if you were here a little while ago, I've got a garage warehouse full of plastics right across the street. So they'll get there soon enough. 158 million on our way to 1 billion. What year? It's 2091. What year will I make $1 billion? And that might be impacted by whether or not I delete a major portion of this city over here. So it really is a random guess. It's like the jelly bean jar. You can't know for sure. I mean, unless you're like you've done some kind of weird physics experiment and can somehow eye that volume and guess it. I mean, like, I guess somebody probably could. I'm still so stumped what to do in here. Real world examples. What do we think? A nice. We haven't done school yet, have we? Have I put any of the school assets down? I have not. So we got to do a park over here. We got to also. Consider I don't think the small buildings work, honestly, so we'll do the 2 high capacity. And I think these work if we do them as a campus a little bit off on their own. We won't do university. Oh my god, I forgot about this one. I haven't seen this building in so long. Oh my god. That's crazy. This brings back memories. That's wild. I don't think I've used that building since this university was an option. And even then, I liked what was it? This one? The Green Cities one a lot. Those buildings were pretty cool. Lazy Kids at the Creative Arts. The Community School, the Green Roof School. That was a nice one. I haven't seen this one in a while. So we'll do, so what do we want? We have university covered, and technically these are covered as well. We'll turn these off functionally for budget purposes. But what else do we get in there? Like, what else would the kids have? This is what I always think of, is we got to probably have a couple outdoor basketball courts. Maybe 2 tennis courts, maybe 3 tennis courts, because maybe there's an indoor gymnasium as well. Probably. What else do we do? What else do the kids get? Arts are just as important as science. I don't disagree. It's just, that school in particular, they're pretty lazy. They do a lot of standing around there. I've got documented footage of it. I mean, it is an elementary school, right? We'll get the little playground in there. How big is a large playground? I mean, we could probably do that too. Like, we could spend some space on this campus. Okay. Swimming pool. We're gonna have the aqua center for the college. It's right across the way. We could do a sewage pool over here. Okay. And then if we go into uniques, where are they? They're over here. They're over here. Wait, there's the new ones too. Aren't there a bunch of yeah, okay. What do we got here? So small soccer field. Let's take a look at these. This one would make more sense at the school. It's got a little bit of a bleacher. I don't know how you play a sport on a circular field, but it must be difficult when you're upside down, so. This just drives me crazy. I'm going to put it down. Where are the fences? Where are the bleachers? Of all the places not to have a fence. Behind home plate, like the kill zone, the absolute, the place that will kill you. No fence here, just some seats, just right there. Catch a fastball right in the teeth. Game's still going. Your game is over. Probably not the best idea. And then, like, I've seen beer league softball that doesn't have a home run fence, and there's like a change in the grass that indicates, automatic home run. But it's honestly like, and I don't know, like where's Peanut from? Peanut in Europe? I'm gonna guess because there's soccer and rugby. I think it's rugby. I don't know. What are those other sports? But like, it's honestly so frustrating. Where there's a couple benches. Like even in a slow pitch softball, like immediately behind home plate is still not that safe with a foul ball. Like you could still fall it back and hurt somebody. No outfield fence. And then it's not, this is the other thing too. Like, it's not like you can fix it. I can't come over here, not in unmodded, and like add a fence. Like, oh yeah, I could do like a polo grounds fence. Like put something out here. That's cool. Yeah. But like you can't put the fence. You can't put the fence on the field where you need it. It's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. Because it's like, the Bart meme where it's like the at least you tried cakes getting thrown in the garbage? I feel like it's that. Like they're beautiful assets, but I feel like that is that much of a miss. Like what is the point of this asset? Like who would play baseball there? It's incredibly dangerous. Here's a practice field. Same thing. It's the same thing 4 times over. This one does have what kind of looks like, I guess you could think it's a wall at range. But mildly disappointing to see that it is a curb at best. Like very, very easy. Like even where is he? Like even this guy has no problem getting over the curb. It's totally fine. So it's mildly disappointing. I don't feel like we would commit that much space though. That seems overkill. But why can't I have at least that stupid little fake curb in this one? Do we just I don't know. Like I don't want to use it. And the other one's just 4 versions of that, like where I want with the wall. I want the wall in the other one. Never seen a practice field like that. Exactly. That's dangerous. Suburban American football field. I bet quite a few of us in chat right now are familiar with a suburban American football field. It is a football field. Is that a light at either end? Hold on a second. Those work? Oh, they do work. Okay. Okay. Scale was a little off, but the 20, the 10. Through the uprights. Can't mess with Gramps. So it looks like a football field, but I don't know a football field that has 5 park benches, 6 park benches on either side. Look at across the river though, huh? Big city across the river. No bleachers, no scoreboard. Like what kind of like Pee-wee squirt football league wouldn't have a scoreboard? An electronic scoreboard at least, right? And like that's our best bet for high school. I don't think they understand how much we value sports over here. What else do we got? What was this? The Suburban football field. This is, the community park. Here we go. This is a little bit more like it. A little bit more like it. There is 4 lights. There's some benches. They don't put both teams in the same type of field, do they? That would not be smart. They do here, apparently. Still no scoreboard. Thank God, though. Like, remember the baseball field that didn't have netting behind? Thank God they got netting behind the football to catch the field goal that would go 10 yards out of bounds otherwise. Four lights, exactly. Just as many trees as there were in the beach DLC. 1 light per tree. That one's a little bit better though. Like that belongs. So like, what if we do that and that for high school? Right? And then they got these, and we'll do like one more gymnasium building, like connecting between the two of these somehow. Can we? Let me see something here. Hold on a second. Do gymnasium buildings have to go in the area? And if so, we can drag the area over. Which one is the gym? Let's see if I recognize it from the thumbnail alone. No? Did I go by it already? I did. I went by it already. Okay, can I put it outside the zone? Not in campus area. Okay. How will that look? That's not bad size-wise for the two of them. I don't know if it's the right... It's certainly not the right style. Maybe we could do one of the other... Aren't there like health buildings or something that we could use? Yeah, you can put those, you can put these anywhere, but these are going to be our college sports. These are going to be our elementary and high school sports campus. And then we're still going to have like a pedestrian area built up around the city team. And that's appropriate. We might actually look at angling this so that it like catches the sunlight better. You know, depending on what when we look at actually building the building that back up. But that's gonna go in the downtown area somewhere over here. Yeah, so I was thinking we could do that, but also like, how much do I need a building to be named gymnasium? Like, we could just build something else over here and have it act as the gymnasium. Like, this is all going to be turned off. The schools are probably going to be turned off anyways, because I don't think there's going to be anybody at them. There might be people at the playgrounds and parks, so we can still make it look inhabited and do school bus routes through there. But wait, health, content creator packs. What could we do here? I forgot that this was a thing too. This elementary school object, which is kind of cool. Maybe we could do that. That's 1,000 capacity high school. Can we get it all on one campus? I don't know, but we'll park it here for now. That's a high school. How many is the capacity in the Countryside High School? 250. Oh my God. 150 on the Countryside Elementary. That's crazy. So there was it healthcare buildings maybe that I was thinking of? So someone said a pool, like maybe we do the community pool in there. There's gonna be so much pee in that pool. And then there is the sports hall and gymnasium that we could do. So maybe like all that stuff is our high school campus. Am I forgetting anything there? Suburban cricket pitch. American football goalpost. Could we just put those? Could we just move these wherever we want? Whenever we want? We'll move the literal goalposts around our city. So I think like that will be. There's no baseball field. Do we do it? Do I just bite the bullet? It's so stupid without the frickin'. Okay. So this becomes our high school field. We did this in what? In Meander? Where I was really upset about. Here's the question. If we move this over there. Okay, so now, can we put another stadium in this area and it becomes the university stadium? I don't think it works like that, right? If I come into here, no, uniques. So what are we using over here? I think this is Aero Park. This would be more college-y than professional. Why? Why no safety behind home plates? Why are you so eager to murder people sitting behind home plate? Swear to God, like if you had full capacity seating, guarantee there would be a death. There 100% would be a death if you were playing regular fast pitch baseball. 100% death. This is what we're doing? This is the respect that we're showing America's pastime? This is a hell of a fancy T-ball arena here, Adia. Must be the Theranos Kids Park. Theranos? Is that what I'm thinking? You know what I'm talking about. So, like, is this a nice looking asset? Yeah, it's a nice looking asset. Does it have an outfield fence? Yep. Does it have any safety considerations? Nope. Wait a second. Hold on. Am I getting all bent out of shape and even this beautiful thing? Yeah, there's no safety considerations. It's just maddening. Why do they do that? This one doesn't have them either. I don't know why I'm surprised. Like I came over here and I realized like I just never get mad at this before. I guess it's fine in an overhead. That's the thing. Like that is one thing. Like PC Cities players are not getting down here. They're not getting down here and inspecting things like this. They're not seeing it on the console players level, which is a little bit pixelated. Look, here's a scoreboard. They even got the right number of balls, strikes, and outs. It's not a bad park. But its safety is atrocious. And the dugouts don't actually dig out to anywhere. But like, I mean, honestly, like even though it will bounce, like a pitch could still be going 90, bouncing on the pavement out here. Like you could get hurt outside the arena. The safety is so poor here. Standing right here, death. But it would be as quick as the Titan implosion. You'd just be watching it. You'd be eating a hot dog, and then baseball through the skull. I don't know. I mean, they get all the railings and stuff. There couldn't be netting there. No, you know what? No, you know what? I call male bovine excrement, Adia. Because right here, unique buildings, leisure, driving range. What's that? What's that? What's that? You don't even have to make something new. You could steal it from the driving range. They don't want golf balls to kill anybody. Baseballs, they're fine with it, though. So I think, okay, so is that our city park? Is this our high school park? And we're giving up on the idea of any kind of safety or security. So back over here. Let's find our baseball park that doesn't have any netting. Which one's this? Medium baseball stadium? Let's check out the medium baseball stadium. This is the one that we used. This is the one that we used for our high school stadium. Which again doesn't have any safety. This one's coming over. Is this one too much? This one is dug out into the ground. It's fancy. I don't. Okay, so does this become team name Riverrun? No. So this is not. This is a city stadium. This is not the college sports. That is unfortunate. Okay, so if we want college sports, we got to stick with the college stadium. Even though we could put this elsewhere and it becomes a city park. The other ones are only city parks, which just like play test your shit. What? Why? Why do they behave differently? Like, why are they... Also, I think if you go into, like... if we go into info views and look at... Where's this one? This one, like... So, like, the parking garages and parking lots are parks and plazas. We've got some uniques. Park areas... Like it doesn't recognize any of the new buildings as sports arenas. You know? Which is unfortunate. They're like they're treated as a completely separate category for whatever reason. Okay, so I think yeah, we're gonna make this our high school stadium. It's the best. I did it in Meander. I'm doing it here. It's a little outrageous, but it's either that or it's way under. It's either that or it doesn't even have an outfield fence. And like a city like this would have a maybe a serious high school team because maybe they want to go on to play at college across the river or also across the river in the Major League Baseball stadium. That, as I say that out loud, for a population of like 100,000, there's probably a lot going on there. We probably don't need a third baseball stadium. But the high school kids would have their own. But would they just play across the river and share it with the university? Maybe. I don't know. Help me, chat. Oh, there's more. Is this only rant number 3, really? What do I do? I'm torn. We can always remodel. Like, that's the whole point, right? I mean, what do? We fix it later. But I'm torn. That is such a mess that needs to be dealt with. But I want to deal with that much slower than just bulldozing an entire side of the river, because that will impact our city a lot more if I move out the majority of the people. 3 baseball fields is too much. I'm being ridiculous. There would be at least one community field, though, somewhere. Maybe it's not downtown. Maybe it's not part of the elementary school complex. But there'd be a field somewhere. And maybe that would be out over in the woods and not have an outfield. It's a beer league. We'll make a little park near it. Beer league park. University of Pittsburgh plays their college sports at the NFL and MLB stadiums. There you go. Okay. So, but I do really want to have, like, part of that build, though. Like, I'm definitely doing baseball over by the university. So which one is it is the question. Would it be too much? Would it be too much to build? And then it technically is not part of the university. But okay, this is not a university stadium. Never mind. This is absolutely major leagues. That is like, God damn, what is that? That's got to be like 50, 60,000 seating, I would think. Fenway's like 35. So like, that's got to be a lot. Winnie, what is up? Dude, 46 months. That is outrageous. We're growing roots and dust. Hope you're well, Winnie. We're talking about the outrageous safety ramifications of attending a ball game at any of these stadiums. There's zero netting. There's nothing to protect you from catching a fastball in the teeth. At any of these, by the way. Here's the university one. Again, no safety precautions whatsoever. High school, same thing. No safety precautions. I mean, I guess the safety precaution is they didn't put seats immediately behind home plate. Like, they put a row there, which I guess is convenient. So, like, if it's a straight shot high that the catcher misses, like, it might just careen off the staircase. This is Riverrun, Winnie. This is the latest 25 tile build. Riverrun's one of the base game maps. And thanks to Industries, we've got a lot of money to play with. I think I'm going to let it run this week without disturbing the high density population and see if we can get it over to 1 billion. Just because I've never done 100 million, and now I kind of want to just keep going. We're getting there. We're kind of starting to fill this zone out, though. If we do a park and all that sporting stuff, like that fills up a decent amount of space that we've got left. I really wish I had done this a little differently, and maybe it's not too late to make this the 4-lane road and then connect it straight down into the middle of this zone. Because that would certainly be a better shot than this, which is way off. But then again, I guess the reason that this is looks off center is because of this road in the first place. And this road doesn't have to come down and connect that way. So maybe we do bring this 4-lane road down here and make it the central point of connectivity through here. And then we can split like park and sports and schooling. And then we've still got a decent amount of residential that we can clean up in here. Okay, let's move people in here. We will fill all that in. Winnie, how you been? Have you been playing either cities? I just got back into it not that long ago because Decoy was playing it. Like, it's been a bit. I'll give it a shot. Okay, I had started to look at some of the uniques and got just so distracted nonstop. Surprise, surprise. That's what some of you are here for. We got kind of a stadium configuration going. Okay. I'd like to get the theater. Maybe that is a thing that happens on the low density side things. We'll disable these buildings most likely afterwards. The old sports arena. I just got to see this thing. Oh, wow. They immediately come out and start playing, what, 5-on-5 soccer? The animations are great. I love this stuff. This is a back and forth at least? And they're done? And then they come right back out? Man, that was not much of a halftime, guys. Okay. I don't think that really suits our map. That could be good for a spot somewhere. These are great because, like, you can drop these in and break up a block and like get less repetitive in a commercial zone by dropping some of this stuff in. Department store we can probably do. This would probably sit a lot better in a European build, but we can make them work. Definitely not the Gherkin. The Gherkin does not. Well, you know what? Could the Gherkin go over here? It could. It's so stupid, though. No. No. We're not doing the Gherkin. Little bit of a death wave happening. No big deal. We'll have to look at service coverage. Government offices, maybe. Hypermarket for sure. No, we got a Ferris wheel at the park. Grand Central could go downtown somewhere. Can I just tuck this here for a minute? No. It's not going to let me do that. We'll throw it over here for now. I don't think I'm going to bother unlocking the Eiffel Tower. Cinema, I believe. That's a definite going on the downtown somewhere. Maybe we City Hall. I'll move that commercial zone back in later. That's fine. We're not doing chirpbacks. Panda Sanctuary can go over by the zoo at some point, which will probably go here, but I don't know. Is this gonna... Oh, it did back up onto the highway. That sucks. Okay, so we got to look at this. This is just not capable of supporting the amusement park with there's no other transport options. So that's partially on me. The Oriental Tower is not bad. Maybe we could get that in over here. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. And then what is this one? Temple Complex. I think I built that into the zoo previously. Okay. We definitely have to find a spot for the casino at some point. Where does that go? Is that going to get its own little resort area up here? Let's go in there for now. We'll have to find a temporary spot. I feel like it could also use a driving range nearby. And a fantastic fountain. And I think we'll probably do one of the hotel buildings if we upgrade the hotels in the city. These are just some ideas I'm pasting around. I'm sorry. This is a little messy right now. So what would be good? Here I am dumping all this stuff around, and we're supposed to be looking for what is stuff that would be good down here. So we should get the statue of shopping in, I think, if we're gonna do a little commercial block down here, most likely. But what would be good downtown? For the suburban side, at least. Fountain of Life and Death, we could squeeze this in somewhere. Would this fit on a corner? It would. Let's move this out. And sorry, these are not staying here. These are just getting copied and pasted around for the next place that they go. I gotta see them. I gotta see them in the map. We can connect that up. We'll have to do a Santa Rita memorial. We'll have to get this little guy somewhere near the somewhere near that cathedral asset for sure. And a lot of these get bigger pretty quick, so we don't have to worry about too many of these, which is good. There's 3 repeated buildings right in a row here, so that's a great excuse to move them out. This one's way too big. That's huge. That's a downtown. It's a downtown thing. Maybe we work this in somewhere down here. We could look at working that in, but that one is a stretch for this asset palette, I think. These are all gigantic. We're not going to do any of those. We'll definitely do some of these in the downtown high density area. That's the building that I was thinking of, not the other tower. I did not feed Luna. She had not entirely finished her breakfast when she went up to you at the start of the stream. So she still had some of her breakfast in her bowl. So she definitely did not eat dinner. If she's acting crazy, that could be why. Theater of Wonders, Modern Art Museum, all great things that will come to the downtown area as probably Central Park. I like to build Central Park into the Central Park, the bigger abstract Central Park. Why do we not have water over here? Was this not totally covered? Wild. I did not know we did not have water all the way over here. Oh, that's mildly annoying. I'm just going to put a little bit of pipe right there in case we move into the street, which I think we will. So slowly making a mess of stuff, but also figuring out what we want to move in and around the map. So I think for sure we're going to end up moving this around quite a bit. So let's get rid of like the last... we can get rid of all this actually. What do we have? We have 155 million. So we have 2 and 2. We had the playgrounds. And then we had the 2 large schools. And then 2 schools from the pack. The community center. The pool. I don't even know why that was there. Okay. I got a pretty good idea of what we're going to put in here. But first, this becomes our major through point. So let's fix this for a second. Or as best as we can on Remastered, honestly. Terrain next to the key walls is atrocious on Remastered. Yikes, why do you do that? Why do you hate me so much? Like there's no lump there, like but now there is. Okay, whatever, game. And now you won't let me snap a road there? Okay, because we'll come down to there and then we'll curve in. That works, that's okay. All right, so from here, how does this connect down through? Is that too close? It won't let me connect that way anyways. So maybe this... I mean, we're going to have a pretty serious sports program at the school, so maybe this comes across at an angle like that. What add-ons are worth it? I have industry and green cities only. That's good. That's a good question. So industries is what is allowing me the monster budget that I have in this city right now. So I've thoroughly enjoyed industries, especially this playthrough, working out all the resource and processing calculations to get everything firing at 150%. I've been enjoying it a lot. As far as DLCs that you don't have, though, in that case, I love, and I have yet to do anything in this city, but I love plazas and promenades. Is that what it is? Is that what it's called? The pedestrian areas are really cool. So they give you a bunch of cool road options. So sandstone, bluestone, and cobblestone. Trees on the side, trees in the middle, with bus lanes, with trolley, with tram, depending on what other DLCs you have, right? You'll have all these roads unlocked. And you basically create an area. You don't, pro tip, don't paint more of an area than you need, because at least last time I checked, the budget of the area is based on the size of the area. But you paint an area. You put down a service point. You can also have separate points for cargo and garbage. Basically, that acts as the delivery point, and everything else is handled through there. All the garbage comes and goes through there. All the deliveries come and go through there. And you can create these really cool-looking pedestrian areas of your map. If you're playing unmodded, like if you're on console, for example, and only have a couple DLCs, this is a great one to have because it allows you to like trick the game traffic-wise into doing some really cool things. I love the pedestrians area. I like, if you don't have it, Campus. Campus is another very similar, I think, in gameplay wise. Maybe a little, it's less, it's not resource management, but it's very similar in the grinds and some of the variation of the different campuses. If you like industries, there's a chance you might like Campus, but it is, you know, it's education focused. It's not about production in factories. Park Life's fun too. That has the zoos, the amusement parks, the nature reserves, the city parks, and you can use it to make some money in some stupid ways. Like over here, when I unlocked this park for the first time, I have a park entrance here, and I have my metro over here. The only way to get to that metro, the only way is to walk through the park and pay, is it $20? It's $20 now. So yeah. Oh wait, now never mind. It's $40 now. So you pay $40 to come through here to take the metro, and then if you took the metro here, you pay $40 to walk through the park to get to the city wherever you were trying to get to. So I don't think any of them are terrible. Even Natural Disasters has the very handy dandy feature of collapse, which when you have a full cemetery, you can use the collapse tool. The bad thing is it's right next to the meteor tool, and just last week I accidentally used the meteor to empty a cemetery. But you can do this with dumps, you can do this with cemeteries, you can empty them immediately with the collapse tool, which is kind of handy. Again, for unmodded play. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I moved a building out because I put the cemetery over too far. I may as well move it now while I can. See that stupid row of offices that grew in back here behind it? Okay, I've definitely cut into my budget doing a lot of stupid things here. So let's turn off a bunch of these buildings, because they don't need to be on stealing our budget if people aren't really getting to them right now. We'll turn these off as well. We don't need these just yet. In fact, I don't know. I kind of prematurely dropped that one because this one's going to go on the other side of the river, if anything. And this one I don't think fits our aesthetic. I think we absolutely got to move that cinema somewhere on the main strip. I think that's a little bit older. We don't necessarily have to do that one. Let's find a spot for this. I think like right here would be cool. Actually, you know what? No, let's put it on the short side. What do we have across the way? We have the hospital across the way. Okay, hold on. We're not going to move that one first. Let's see. What else could go? If this fits, let's see. Do we reconfigure our neighborhood? Maybe, maybe not. Dang it. Okay. This one it is then. Because this one we don't have to reconfigure the entire neighborhood for. I think that works. Okay, let's turn that one on. Ooh, everybody's happy for that one. That's great. Are these not off? These should be off. Zero a week. Okay, zero. Okay, 0 a week. All those. Okay, those are off now. We will hook those up at some point. That'll be the next little project. I think we're finishing over here. I'm sorry. Double ding to get the metro? Absolutely. So the maps are pretty good. So I'm sorry, I'm answering your question a little late here. The add-on with the 10 or so interchange is useful. Are you on console? If you're on console, absolutely, it's useful. It's got some good maps. Hit or miss, honestly, on some of them. Like, they need 81 tiles, so they're better on PC, but there's a couple that are really good. Caldera County, I think, is one of the most beautiful ones. I'm pretty sure it's that map pack. So if you're on PS5, you got remastered, you got 25 tiles. It's not a bad map pack. The interchanges are a little hit or miss, and I'll tell you why. So, like, you can see, like, this is one of them. This is a partial cloverleaf. Over here, in a smally trafficked, but like that's not the word that I'm looking for, but that's the word that came out. So in a less densely populated area with lower traffic, this is fine. This is great. This works fantastic. This exact same interchange over here. Come on! This exact same interchange over here, even with a much longer off-ramp, got completely jammed up trying to support all the traffic over here. Lightly trafficked. Yeah, so essentially, like, this breaks down over here trying to handle all this traffic on this side of the city currently. So does it solve the problems? No, not necessarily. This can get overloaded very easily as well. This is another one. It's a dog bone interchange. It has this on two sides and highway on the others. I'm not a big fan of it using the highway single lane exit as the center throughput, but I guess the traffic handle is okay. But here, like, you can see, like, it wasn't backed up a minute ago, and sometimes it gets absolutely dumped on. And when it's getting dumped on, it breaks down pretty hard. And I've modified this one, so, like, the one that you drop in, where's the dog bone? The one that you drop in, I went by it, didn't I? Is that it? No, that's the diverging diamond. The dog bone, when you drop it in, it has pedestrian paths. So, like, you can cross the road here as a pedestrian. These are sidewalks on the side. These are roads, 2-lane one-way getting onto the highway. And therefore, like, not only can this jam up, but then you got pedestrian traffic on it too. And it's like, wow, it's bad quick. So, like, does it solve all the problems? No. And could you do any of these things just fine on your own? Yeah, you could do this. It saves you a tiny little bit. Like, it is kind of cool. Like Clovermill, for example. Clovermill's really cool. But when you drop it in, you almost have to drop it a level up. Because if you drop it on flat terrain, it can mangle it really badly. If you flatten the ground and then raise it up a level, you can then raise the ground around it. Right? So I could bring out the landscaping tool and raise it up and kind of sit it in the ground again. But it's not perfect. It's not without its faults. It doesn't solve all the problems. Like, the Clovermill's very nice. But other than that, like, this is the only one that really handles traffic. The others are all really good at, like, medium service interchanges. So, like, the parklows look really cool, but again, like, it can very quickly, very, very quickly break down without the ability to do traffic manager. So good example of it over here. And then a bad example of that exact same intersection over here, where it's just more traffic on it and it falls apart faster. We can do things to improve it because, like, we're not doing any mass transit, right? No trams, trolleys, buses. There's 2 metro lines that take you from here to downtown and somewhere else to downtown. Why? What's going on? Do we not? I don't think we've got great fire coverage over here, honestly, which is probably not a great idea for me. What would we have over here? Would we have a fire station? I guess we'll do this for now. I don't think that's too big across the street from the theater. I think that's okay. And the hospital's right there. Got kind of a good central city service thing happening here. If we could just get room for a police station over here, maybe. Oh, we're getting a decent amount of fires over here. Okay, cool it, game. I'll tell you one DLC I'm glad I didn't pay for is airports. I got that for free from Paradox. I have never given it the time of day. I don't want to commit an entire tile to an airport. I'm good. Also, I've seen airports without mods, and the planes are stupid. They'll take off, they'll back up 3 feet from the gate and take off directly through the hangar. For reals with the fires, come on now. It's ridiculous. Okay, so what do we do? What do we do over here? I think the entryway to the sport will be over here. Yeah, if you've done that stack interchange, you're good. You can do anything. You can do it. You just need to Nikes, I forgot about this. You'll be fine. Whoops. Okay, we'll take a second to clear up. It's not that big a deal. Okay. That last little puddle will clear itself up, no problem. And now the fire department has all kinds of water they can pull. So I don't know if I like this with such a bend in it, and I think this is going to connect over here after, but I could be wrong. Let's do I'm going to do a little one-way loop for the school here. Okay, we'll do grass lined. What is that? That's 350, 56 meters. Okay, change that direction. This middle segment, I don't know if you've seen this trick. Some of you have. If we change the lane configuration, so for example, from a grass line street to a non-grass line street, all of a sudden we get a parking lane. That is change direction. That is upgrade. So now all of a sudden we get a parking lane, and you can kind of use this as a way to like pull up into an area, have people parking at the door, and then pulling away, like keeping the area clear. I made that a little bit wide, so we should be able to put, at least for the time being, the high school and elementary relatively close. Okay, and then what was the community building? Is it this one? The sports hall and gymnasium. Does that... Oh, it almost sits perfect in the middle of that block I made. I don't know if that belongs on the campus. Let me see. Can I move this building over? Can we get some paths around it? Let's see what we can do here. Can we nudge over one? And then can we get some pathing in and around here? Because the pathing is going to make the property. I don't know if that's too much. I think if we get some trees going, nothing some trees can't fix. You know what? No, I'm not going to overdo the pink trees here because that is exactly what is going to be happening over at the college campus. And we're going to save that unique twist. So we're going to do some mason trees, which is going to be a crime because they don't rotate. Ugh. Hold on a second. Maybe do we do this with pathways with trees instead of the standard? Let's figure this out. Hold on a second here. Oh, it has to be placed roadside. Okay, maybe we do the courts across the street. Okay, that's perfect. That gives us a path through the middle. Maybe on this side we do gravel around the courts. We can connect some more organic paths after the fact. Hook stuff into these. I want to get on that square, not that road guide, but I still want the road guides on. Can we get... Can I turn the road guides off, go where I want, and then turn the road guides back on? No, not without it moving? Okay. Maybe. Oh god, that's lumpy. Holy cow. Okay, never mind. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. We're gonna have to do something a little creative over here with the landscaping. Okay, let's place the path surrounding on level ground. Why? What with all the fires for real? There haven't, like, there's only been one really big one. Never mind. There's only been one really big one at the forestry area tonight. But like, come on, we're good. We're good. We've had we don't need them. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm doing this is all absolutely useless for education, by the way, because nobody's gonna go to these schools. This is for. I feel like I'm in a North Korean documentary. Like it's just they're props. We've got a great education system. Don't open the doors. The power is off and the buildings are empty. All distraction fires, waiting for the right opportunity. Testing the product, it seems. Indeed, yeah. You know, sometimes some of it goes up in smoke, unfortunately. It does happen. Okay, we can get those paths back in there. This time with confidence that they won't be quite as bad as before. Here, we'll just go past because I know it's not going to be quite right. Oh, that's much better. That's much better. Okay. Yeah, you gotta be more careful with that. Sometimes it doesn't matter if it's just like a row or two of houses, but that has a dramatic effect on the look of the property. It was a little funky. Why did I delete everything that I had over here? Okay, where were we? We were in sports. No, we were in the park sports first. Which one's the elementary? The one on the left? We put the playground in behind, but we need roads. So does this become our first pedestrian area technically? I partially have park here, but I think we might want to do like a couple of pedestrian roads so that we can place some of this stuff, but not worry about a lot of car travel through here. Then again, if it's a very small district and we put Old Town on it, that should work just as well. Okay, I want to get another road in behind here. What kind of road that is, I don't know yet. So what is that? Okay, that abuts perfectly up next to that. So we'll connect that through. Let's see how this does over here. It keeps the zoning relatively straight. In a perfect world, the park fits. One of the playgrounds fits right there. It does. Okay. And is the other one just a longer version, not deeper? No, it is deeper. Okay. It is deeper. So how would we do that? How do we do that? Do we create a loop for each school? And put it side by side that? Could I move this street in one? There's no way it will let me do that one node shorter, will it? No chance. Right, because I can't... It has to... Wait, is that one shorter? Because it'll technically... Okay, wait, it will let me do that. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. We might be able to do this. So where did this come up? Come up from here? Space already occupied. So why is that a problem? But not over here? Let's delete that for the time being, and that... And we'll just run that further than we need to, so that we can reset this. Why? Why? What is already occupied here? Okay, we can change directions after. Will it let me snap here? No, it won't. It will let me snap here. I'm so confused. Why it will let me do one but not the other. Four-lane road upgrade. Oh, why with the staircases in the streets? Meanwhile, is that even worth it for this? To move this in a square so that we can fit a larger playground back here. And meanwhile, it's a tiny little bit off center of the building. We should use gravel paths. Is it seriously moving over one square? What the heck? Okay, so let's get rid of the pavement paths here. And let's see what gravel paths look like. I guess I could have upgraded them instead of getting rid of them. But will these connect? That works. This... That's annoying. So what we can do there is turn off all snapping. Well, angle's fine. We don't want length or grid or guides, basically. We just want it to let us get as close to that corner as possible. There we go. That works. And then back on with all that stuff. Wait. Elevation step I hadn't touched. I guess we hadn't... We've just been really kind of zoning and moving people in. Emptying the occasional cemetery, watching the occasional fire. So I think that's okay. But now we've kind of knocked everything else off center here. So let's see. I think we nudged this over again. So that gravel path is on the outer edge of that road. Technically, we'd be moving this in a little bit. We could move the road and see if we can get a smoother staircase in our street there. Okay, so from here. Outer edge is the sidewalk, so... Huh. Okay, it doesn't look like there's a staircase in it right now. Kind of looks like there's one now. Okay, so back to the road upgrades. We'll do grass, upgrade, grass one way. Do I connect this gravel path through on the other side, or do I just let it ride? I think I let it go. Same thing as the other side. What the heck? So those snaps off. Oh, we don't really have a way to connect on this side, do we? So that's all right. I guess we could do something like this, which is to have this kind of path back here. Something like that, and then can we tuck in... Come on, there was a spot right there. We'll do a little more detailing at some point. Now, how did this throw off moving all this around? It's not too bad, actually. So we got the playground, couple tennis courts, couple basketball courts. We've got the, what I guess could be a basketball court gymnasium, basically. Sports hall and gymnasium. I mean, that's definitely have at least a full-size court, some practice courts in there. A little bit of extra parking, which may or may not get leveraged because there's parking right here on the street. Then again, the other buildings will be off, so we'll see how much traffic it generates, if at all. Okay, let's grab... Well, I guess let's connect this road. I don't know why... No, Gemini, I wasn't talking to you. Stop. If anybody's G word went off, I'm sorry. I don't know what I said. Okay, can we connect this straight? And is that too stupid close of an intersection? Probably. Then again, we don't have to have an intersection there. This just connects in. I don't know how this funk playlist got here, but I'm okay with it, and it makes me think I should switch over to synthwave. Give me 2 seconds. Where is it? There it is. I'm just gonna throw it on shuffle. Sorry, I'm just loading up more of the tracks on the playlist. Epidemic's a little weird. Okay. This is more of a Starfield song, but I'm gonna go with it. So far, I think that's a decent little educational complex. We don't have our sports in there, so coming over this way, were there any other park objects or anything we were going to build in? I don't think so. We could build a little parking in over here, maybe. What is this? What? Wait a minute. What? I've never seen this asset before. Is this hotels and retreats? Oh my God. Does that water actually move in there? I gotta go see this thing in person. This is great. Oh, this is fantastic. Look at this thing. Look at this. And it works. I'm surprised I didn't fall through the floor. I honestly have not seen this. This is going someplace. This is going someplace. Holy cow. Makes me want to rethink the entire school campus design. Maybe this goes over in the college campus. This is very professional landscaping. That's going to be just off the quad. That's too beautiful not to use. Okay, what else am I missing over here? Where was that? Was that... This is on the tourism and leisure tab. Okay, we gotta, okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Why didn't anybody tell me about these? This is when I was out of the loop. I think was hotels. This might have been the last one I got for free, and then I got cut out. I paid for the countryside one. It was the first one since I think season 1 for me. So I understand the cost, even though I haven't had to incur it. I don't recommend the things I recommend lightly. I appreciate that there's a cost behind it. If you're really into the game, thousands of hours, get all the DLC. But if you're hesitant or if just limited funds, there are definitely some that are better than others. And sometimes it depends on the type of city you like to build. That can change it up. So, okay, we're on the tourism and leisure tab, and we've got tiny playground. It looks like there's 4 different assets there. it's not going to put down 4. It's like there's 4 different things it could be, right? A 1 soccer net, a couple things. Okay. Tiny park, there's a couple variations there. This looks interesting. What is this? Park with birches. Yup. Can you see these in like, you know, I can see these combining with a lot of other zones, like with the emerging downtown in the central square. You could see it on a campus for sure. I could see it, you know, traditional office park, emerging downtown. Like it would fit with so many different. And of course, I mean, it's hotels and retreats. So I'm assuming like, you know, it would go on a hotel property equally as well. These are great. Oh, these are some great assets. Tourist parks, sidewalk restaurants. Okay. I'm enjoying all these assets. Sidewalk cafes, a little smaller version. Maybe we get. Ooh, wait a minute. And you can have. These are just like little park buildings. So like. Okay, here's a building that I don't like in our downtown. That little like Art Deco style thing. So let's move it out and let's have a little corner cafe instead. Like we can reshape our downtown with little things like that too. And a sidewalk restaurant right next to it. What am I moving out? Can I move out this building with the cities? So maybe those two are too open next to one another, but in fact, hold on a second. Let's just ditch this one and let's put this one on the corner. But that's some cool stuff that we can do to make our zoning a little bit more interesting, and it's adding a park essentially to the area at the same time. So this is not high school campus. You know, like what? Okay, let's see. Hold on a second. Where can we get this? It'd be awesome if we could cram it right in there. I mean, this is not a terrible spot for like. It's unfortunate that that is pavement path here. Maybe we don't. So we don't need the gravel path over here because I thought the gravel path was going to connect, but it's not going to connect. So. Can we do this? Let's see if we can do this. We're going to move this over. We'll do the same thing that we did before with the pavement path this time. We'll go to there. To there. And is that where I curved it, hopefully, for the bushes? Okay, and then we'll go back to the straight tool. We'll turn off those 3 snaps. And we'll bring it right to there. We'll fix it up with some trees. And we got to get our sports complexes in here. 3 different versions to choose from. So do you have to destroy them or are they building options? Nice. Even better. Even better. You don't have to blast them away to get the variations. Good call. I wish they did that with more of the assets. That would be really cool. I think the second one is our best bet for the school. That's probably like more of a faculty break facility, if anything. That is, I think. Which one is this? Sidewalk restaurant, hotels and retreats. Yes. And then you have the 3 variations that you can choose from on this building. So those, you can building inspect and jump between those hotels and retreats variations. That was not bad, but it's not like school faculty connected break area. All right, we need to fit. What do we need to fit in here? What do we think? Okay, D, you said college is using the pro. But what do we land on? That it couldn't actually be a college sport, so we might have 3? Or how about high school uses college? Because it's a serious program. But we should still get community soccer and football over here if we can fit it, I think. And then we'll still have 2 baseball stadiums in the city. Yeah, hotels and retreats, I did not respect for the assets, because the assets are usually, I mean, like, you had the hotels, those were the assets. But man, some of the park pieces are really nice. Really like those. Okay, so were those under here? Yeah, okay. So not that one, this one. That should be okay to replace those. We could do, I'm going to put the baseball over here just for a minute to think about it. But I think that's too much. So what, there's like one covered bleacher here on half, which is really kind of weird. Like, this is very much a community field, not a school that takes its program very seriously. I'm trying to picture the rest of the space. It doesn't help that it has those gigantic flashing power icons. Maybe I can fix that for a second. Hold on. So we don't need those. So in theory, if we let time pass. Oh, what am I doing for garbage collection over here? I don't even know. I think we got rid of. Well, we didn't get rid of it, but it is on the other corner of the city. Maybe we should do a dump pickup over here. I'm just gonna throw it on the main road for now. Traffic is already busted. We're gonna have to look at that, but we haven't, like, mass transit is its own sort of thing. What happened to this playlist? I went to my synthwave playlist and it's up and down. It's up and down. Get your party pants on for this one. Hold on a minute. Wait for the drop. I gotta chill for a minute. Is it gonna get nasty? I was expecting a little angrier of a drop. I guess it is on my synthwave playlist, not, you know. What do you want? Okay. 94,000 people. Population has been up and down. Our death wave's a little bit more contained now. I feel like maybe they're not as bad as they used to be, and I really shouldn't say that out loud, honestly. Really tempting fates. So we've got a dump over here now, so that, I mean, they'll get to it eventually. I think it makes sense with the baseball field too, like, how do we connect them all though? And do we do a pedestrian road? Man, you know what? It's almost like I was going to think about it like a baseball field for a minute and thought like, oh, we could wedge it right here in this corner and fold the road around it. But like, no, it's a square. It's a giant square. And people don't actually play baseball at it. It's just a park that they hang out at. That's okay though. So let's see how we can how can we do this? It's frustrating where that field drops off. It's so infuriating that there's no wall. But like, I'm not supposed to be looking at it down there. I'm supposed to be looking at it up here. Okay. So the football stadium it's not a stadium. That would kind of be central. You'd want to insulate that the most from the surrounding community. I feel like this soccer field being like a community field that the high school that doesn't take soccer that seriously also happens to use is fine to orient this way. And that way actually any traffic coming to it is going to come from like in and around the zone and like that, and apparently just shimmy through the bushes to park. Never mind. But I think that kind of looks cool on that corner, and it gives us a little bit of room to insulate to put this more central. But I think we still want to leave like maybe a tree line path between the two. Oh, we have our goalposts over here. We should probably move the goalposts because they're in the way. I actually don't know how to grab them. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Wait a minute. Okay. Whatever. We can't move them. We have to break them. I don't know why I thought I could pick them up like any other object. Apparently they're props. You delete them. Okay, so if we do that, I think we could even knock out commercial on this block and like, I'm feeling judged already, but I was watching a city review by Egg and he said people overdo it with the trees and the boreal maps. And like, I like the trees, all right? I like the trees, okay? I overdo it with the trees. But I also want to send, I live on a dead end street and I want to send a picture of the end of my street to Egg because it is literally like, it is a conifer forest. As soon as there's not zoning for houses, bunch of trees. And like I live in a city over 100,000. Like it's not, you know. But there's trees everywhere. No! No! Man, that is a crispy chessboard. Look at the chessboard. Oh my god. The carnage. The carnage. Hikaru, what did you do? Oh my god, they're charred. They're like toasted marshmallows. Still playing illegal move. Like you stalemated 3 years ago. You're just playing through the fire? That's weird that they get the texture. Look what did you burn the back of your pants out? Did this guy burn the back of his pants out? What is going on with this? Who thought that was a good way to skin this? Well, you know, there's probably going to be a time when the Sims are horribly burned, so I'm going to make it look like he's in chaps. Except the chaps are what's left of his non-burned skin. Like, what? What is going on here? Why are they so crispy like that? And why are the butt cheeks? What was he doing? I'm curious. I'm curious to know why that burn pattern on the two of you. What were you up to? It's sus. Sus is what it is. Okay. So what do we do over here? Is baseball too much? Or should it be somewhere else, firing home runs off into the river? Like at the end of this street. Can we get it? Okay, so first of all, here, I think we need to do this. I need to see this. I've started to get a lot more comfortable. We've got 25 tiles. We can spread out a little bit. It's the population is just a number at this point. And it's what the city looks like, and I'm okay to give stuff some breathing room. Stuff needs breathing room. Yeah, especially if it's got a Cities 2 billboard on it. Okay. What if we put the baseball over there too? And what if we put trees around it? Like what can we even do? What did I leave for zoning? Did I leave a single square there on both sides of the fields? So let's just connect some pathways for like kind of cross hatching, and we'll see what we can do. And how stupid it looks, and where can we put trees? Should I have smoothed that out before I built those roads? That is smoothed out, so we'll definitely want to plant some trees around that. But how close can we get with those trees? Because like we can't plant on the actual property. So can we pad the area sufficiently without it looking stupid? And unfortunately, when it comes to the baseball field, this is very much a practice field, because like that's the limit of where we get diagonally. And like we could put some trees along this way if we wanted to. But then do we put some trees here and move this in, notch this in once? So see what I'm saying here. I think this is just, I think it's the only way to do this. Do we come in 2 squares? So hear me out. Because we can't make it look right, can we make it look a little less stupid? So I'm going to get as close as I can. And then I'm going to nudge it out just... no. No, I want it to be straight. I don't want it to nudge out because we can't meet the curve in any realistic way. So that's the best we can do, I think. It's not horrible. It's really a shame we couldn't move a fence in there. But I think it's okay. And then is this object is actually the shape of the object and it's not some invisible boundary around it, which is good. And if we're gonna have kind of this walled off area, we're gonna commit to the trees here. So we'll go not full strength. We'll back down at least once, and I'm gonna take a quick pass through here. Probably regretting what I just did carefully making rows. But let's go. And then let's come in here with a smaller pass of some small trees. We'll throw in a couple clicks of wild conifer. This is the tree brush in 2025. And why don't we go grab some of where are they? The boreal pines are too tall. They're great for accents, so we'll throw in some of the regular pine here. And like, yeah, I overdid it. I know I overdid it. You can clip it for egg. Like, it's fine. I don't care. I overdid it. I know I overdid it. You know what? You know what? No, I didn't overdo it. There's not enough trees. You know where we need more trees? The pathways. But what's the best tree pathway? What is this one? The zoo path? The university paths may not be bad. We didn't do a trade school. I'm sorry, Adia, but we can at least get some of the paths in here. I don't know if that's an insult. If it is, I'm sorry. But let's see what we got. Ooh. Okay, let's try it. Little color pop in there. I think we need to get a lot thicker with the trees, honestly. I don't feel comfortable with it. It's way too much. It just feels too open. Look at this, though. Look at that. I think, I mean, okay, ignore this park over here and all the buildings that are off in the distance. But like, if you look at it, if you squint your eyes and you look at it at the right angle, when we finish decorating and detailing around it, like, I've grown a lot as a builder, I will say. Look at all the people parking over there. Holy cow. See how it makes the entranceway look a lot busier, and then you can keep the other stuff moving, and actually you can build bus stops, use the school buses, and make that what is busy in front, right? So that they're not pulling over at the same spot as the parked cars are, for example. This is actually, we need to zone around this. But do we have a block? Like, with this, I can move this park very close down here to the river. There's not that much, like, it doesn't take up that much space if we want to have all those objects. And we don't even need to have all those objects. But we've unlocked them all now. We could have a kind of a small park down here. Right? Maybe in about that space is the same space as this block, which I think we still need to finish off and do some more detail there. But if this is park here, could we even connect this road across maybe? I think we could. Then maybe we do just like a little bit of medium density and a unique building and like one of the hypermarket maybe tucked in here with a couple rows of small, medium-sized residential. I think it could be good. Let's temporarily move the park. Because I just want to see a little bit of this in the background here. What do? I mean, we duplicated a bunch of stuff. It's not like I couldn't just drag the gate down here and rebuild all this stuff with our budget. Honestly, right now we're just doing it to be jerks about the money coming into the metro. So we could rethink all this anyways. It's a very popular bouncy house. We'll leave all that though, the infrastructure stuff. And we can get rid of the piers. I hope I upgraded park to level 5 and got all that stuff. Let's hook in this last 4-way, figure out the space for our park. This is probably over engineering the infrastructure around here, but that's okay. So basically that'll be our Riverside Park right here. Is this already in the zone? That is industry. Okay, park. Oh god, yeah, it's in the zone. Okay, we made this huge, so I'm gonna back it down. I hate the way this tool snaps. Like I just want to cover, like I don't actually want to cover the road necessarily. I just want to make sure it's all the buildings that are going to be built there are covered. And it just wants to snap in the stupidest ways. So in fact, I actually don't want it up there, but we're going to move, we'll move the gate down. Actually, does it matter? Like I can just rebuild the park. I have all that stuff unlocked now, right? Once you've upgraded the park, you have all those things. I'm keeping this so that like in my brain so that like you don't lose, like I don't care about the progress of the park, right? We've unlocked all those things. I can move this metro back now, or at least connect it in a less stupid way. I mean, in the meantime, we'll do this because this is fine for now. Stoplight and all, we're keeping it. Okay. Come on, I don't know. I'm saying, I'm gonna pat myself on the back. I think we're onto something here. I even like the red tree detail. I don't know. Tell me if that's too much. Okay, so if we juxtapose this with a little park over here. We're going to delete this top part because it doesn't even matter anymore. I'm not even concerned about making money with this, so like we can just plop down the stuff. Like Like we definitely want at least one plaza, but I think it would be kind of cool to do like a do we do like a four piece? I don't know. I feel strongly about the chessboard's got to be in there. I guess you could have the cafe info booth and restrooms. We're not going to do... The piers were rocking, though, I will say, but it just seems so dangerous to me. We already have a school next to an incredibly fast river. We should consider... Honestly, I'd like to consider some kind of fencing over here. Or does the other quay wall, maybe I make the other quay wall work? Does that have a railing on it? We can put some of the gazebos in, of course. It's right next to an elementary school, so we can put the climbing frame and that stuff, sure. And then we'll come in with props and paths and, of course, more trees. I think I'm going to kill this metro. I'll recreate it. It's not a very complex line. It needs to be redone soon anyways. Kong, all right, good night. Sorry if I missed you. Fire station right next to the chess set. That was a rough fire. I'm going to hate this this metro if it's going to remind me the entire time that I disconnected it. Metro lines, delete. Yeah, sorry everybody. We're not working on that tonight. Okay, so right here, tucked away behind some residential and behind a pocket of trees that will be right here on either side of this road most likely will be, let's see here. Where do we want to come to? So off of this, okay, let's try and do this. If we come out, let's try this one first. Is what, too late? So I wonder, we probably don't want to do this because I'm thinking like the buildings that I want to use are going to be better in a block. So how do we get a good straight block out of this area? Kind of a rough spot for it, honestly. This is a little jam. I like this. ELFL. Digital breath. Okay. It's got a good little 80s synthwave hook. We see the satellite from above of the space committed to sports for just the high school, and then we're gonna do even more for college across the way. We're gonna get some, even if it doesn't get utilized, I think we should probably do like 4 at least of these parking lots next to the stadium. There just should be a lot more parking. Should be able to see it from space. Okay, speaking of, okay, how do we do this? So if we're going to insulate it from over here, from this the low density residential area, it only makes sense to zone off this way. It also makes sense not to zone on this park road at all. Okay, let me see. Zoning off. Right, was that all the way off? That's all the way off. Okay, upgrade. So we're not going to zone anything on this park. Again, I'm trying to get okay with using space. We want to put the zoning toggle all the way back on, and we're going to zone off of this road on the right. This will be our main entry point. And I think we can like hook off of here, so I'd like to find where this point is. Well, that's awful. Well, I wonder why is it doing that? Okay, can we get we can't quite get a full second block in here, unfortunately. We don't need zoning on this block either, do we? Let's see what this looks like. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. We'll just bring it all the way up to the road. We're going to figure out what to do with this in a second here. I think we delete these last two segments and we try and get as close as we can over here. So we don't have zoning on that road. So this would be do we face the back of the buildings to the road? I wonder what that would look like. That would be stupid. So I think we had to come off at least with room for, you know, a row or two of trees. Let's see, does that allow us to line up and then we can zone on the interior? Okay, let's see if we can keep this contained. So, do we need to district this? Maybe? All right, so we've got options. I think we're going to save Green Cities is the best high rise in my opinion. There's the residential wall-to-wall we could do down here, which may not be a terrible transition, but it would be more of a modern thing, and I think that would be better in a downtown pedestrian area like around the big baseball park. So we've got other options now that we've district. I haven't messed around with any European suburbia. I want to mix and match that in, not even like full neighborhoods, but like half streets, really kind of like mix and match some districts within a neighborhood. They don't have to be what's the word I'm looking for? Not connected, contiguous. I can see the toggle in the magic wand selection in Photoshop. Modern city center would be nice to do some in the larger downtown. A shopping mall, small shopping mall district would be good. I haven't messed around with that at all, which is unfortunate. The industrial evolution one, because I don't do any regular zoned industry anymore. I mean, I guess we could try and incorporate a little in, but I don't want to throw off the moneymaker, you know? Brooklyn and Queens could be an okay mid-transition here. As could emerging downtown. I think emerging downtown... I don't think I'm zoning this in right. I think it should be like regular apartments that we come in here and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do what I think I should do and keep it simple for now. We're gonna do high density. We're gonna do some work here. Do it block by block. Come on, 3 times speed. You want some high density? You want to live next to this amazing school system and all the noise of the sports facilities? I guess I don't know. It's probably not that great a deal. I would just like to see some tier 1 buildings move in so we can see them in the background, plant some trees, kind of get an idea for what happened today. I really do need to move those buildings in the back and actually move more people in there. I gotta find a spot for this. Ooh, we're definitely death waving. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on a second. I got a little maintenance to do here, everybody. Hold on a second. Let me break out my collapse tool. That's not helping us at all. Whoops. You know what I haven't looked at either is elder care and child care in the new zone over here. I don't think. You know, we haven't done any of that. So can we get this? Like, what do we have here? We have more repeated buildings. So like we're just gonna do more of this. We're just gonna move every building in of our own volition. Is that every building on this block now? It's a park object, a city office, child center, elder, and a restaurant. Literally that entire block was placed. And then the clock tower and the cathedral. Okay, so yeah, we're going to use... I got to use a lot more assets is what I got to do. We're going to make an entire suburban downtown with the stuff that's in the game. I gotta be smarter about where I put stuff down. We could be decorating with this stuff the whole time. How am I just figuring this out 8 years into the game's life cycle? I'm an idiot. That's why. That's how it's happening. Okay, dang-a-lang it. Okay, pause. I already messed up. I'm sure of it. Okay, hold on a second. Sorry, everybody. This one I know for a fact isn't beyond level 1 yet, so welcome to town. I messed up there. I gotta be watching these properties. We'll level 1 them, and if they're Art Deco, they're gonna change. As soon as they get to like a high-rise apartment type building, I'll keep them. And if they grow up into something we don't like, we just ditch them. This one can go. This is the pain of console edition that Find It solves. And just being able to plot buildings from a menu. The other super annoying thing about this process is the fact that if you ever need to bulldoze these buildings, you have to confirm them manually. So that's fun. Good afternoon. Where is it afternoon? Australia? New Zealand? Right, I'm not up that late. It's morning in GMT. What, a couple hours ahead of that? What is it, like 8 CET? I like this better. We'll go back to historical on that. I'm okay with that one. We'll keep these so far. All right. Well, I'll keep it. We don't have to do all this right now. This is just to kind of get an idea, right? We're gonna limit the. I know I could high-rise band, but it's not even a high-rise band. It's like level 1 might be fine, level 3 might be fine. I might hate like the Art Deco that grows in or whatever it is. So I'll come in here and like micromanage. Like, see, we don't want to keep that. I'm okay keeping that. And I already know based on the height of that. Nope, I take it back. I really like Art Deco as a style. I don't like, they just didn't implement it well in Cities. There's some strange choices. But this one's got to go. This is part of that the After Dark Art Deco set, and it's just like, it doesn't even belong. Okay, let's break out too many trees. Because New England. Okay, that actually was way too many trees. Hold on a second. I need a much smaller brush for this. And then this is park over here. I already, this would have been potential farmland, I think, but I've already sullied it. We'll fill this in with some regular conifers for now, and then just to mix and match, where are those pines? Those are a much smaller tree too, so that helps, I think. We'll fill out the school lot a little bit with some of the pines. And we'll come back in with a couple quick conifers. Of course there's a fire in the background, because why not? Oh no, this has not been an issue for a very long time. Okay, hold on. I gotta turn these off before I forget, because this is just money that we are spending for nothing. These aren't helping us at all. I should have been paying more attention to that. Like, we're not going to keep 158 million. I have not had this problem in a really long time. So what are we dealing with here? Not enough customers. Not enough goods to sell. So that could be traffic related because my warehouse should be still set 1% full. Calling it a night. Appreciate the help. Absolutely. Have a fantastic evening, and I'll see you again, hopefully. Subscribe, like, have a good evening. Thanks for joining. I have not had this problem in the city for a very long time, so that is mildly concerning, but we also haven't done, like, look at the traffic. I wonder why there's not enough goods. Like, traffic is broken over here. So when I'm done remodeling, which we're getting very close, right? We're looking to see what mixing some. I'm regretting this from the size of these buildings. I think we find a way to build. Are you kidding me? My park's on fire. I think we find a way to do like the emerging downtown or one of the other, let's see. These are too big. Some of them I didn't downgrade. Let's pause. Before we have a bunch of more people move into our high density area and cause more problems. I think the better way to do it is going to be, I mean, I guess we could just move them out and see what it looks like. So that is low density. What is this? This is high density. Ends up being those townhouses. Let's see what that looks like. Move out, everybody. This would actually make the townhouse look would make more sense kind of along some of the 4-lane roads. Certainly around this one right here. Where this probably wouldn't be a commercial strip in the grand scheme of a city, but I mean, maybe it could be, but so this is kind of a central intersection right here. I'm going to delete this for a minute because I think we should get the hypermarket or whatever it is, hypermarket over here. I think that would be good here, or would you come onto the side road? No, you wouldn't because it's a median. It would be kind of, I mean, there's a median here, I guess, if we do it this way. So maybe you do come in here and turn around somewhere. I don't know. We could create an intersection right after it. Figure that out. That I want that to plot over there somewhere. Those things can be off in the background for now. How do these look? Like, I think that looks, the textures are a little funny, not loading in for the bricks there. Now they are. Okay. I think that could be a much better backdrop to what we got going on here. So definitely some improvements tonight. I don't think I'm gonna make a beautiful park over there, but you can kind of see we can get some things going with those objects and that space for sure. We can get a little bit of high density residential here tucked away next to our schools without stepping up the height too much. Certainly if we stay at this level, I don't know how much bigger these buildings get, I forget. But I think we can certainly get away with a little bit of high density this side of the river. You know, maybe we do a tiny little bit of industrial or maybe leisure. Maybe this is where the casino goes. Where did I have it thrown for now? I had it someplace stupid, didn't I? Oh yeah, up here. So, you know, it could go up here in Dolphin Lake. But it may not be bad down here as well. There's some different pockets we can figure stuff out. But this is coming along. It needs more trees. At least I think it fixes it. I'll die on that hill. All right. Well, some of you are calling tonight. I am calling it a night as well. It's after midnight here on the East Coast. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you again. Subscribe if you're new. Leave a like if you enjoyed. More trees, more rocks, more fences. Like the city is functional. We've got good money. Eventually, we're gonna rebuild the high density as well. I would very much love to do some detailing streams. So, it's growing on me. I think, again, hold on a second. Like, in general, like this has improved a lot. This overall layout. But I think we're onto something here. What do we? Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay. Hold on. Here we go. So now we're talking. Like, the schools aren't being used. Let's not talk about that. In fact, I should turn them off to save the money, honestly. But look at that. I mean, it's, it's console, it's unmodded. And considering where it started, it's made leaps and bounds. And we're going to continue to do that. Stay tuned here if you want to see more of it. Same channel, usually Fridays and Saturdays, 9 p.m. Eastern, and then some random nights during the week. But I'll be making progress, chipping away. I'll save the real major stuff, like the big city downtown rebuild. But I'm going to fill this out and keep messing around with some ideas and make little improvements here and there. Hopefully inspired some of you to go do the same in your cities. Maybe you're just along for the ride. Either way, glad you were here. Hope you have a fantastic evening. I will see you on the next one. Until then, though, this is Move the Mouse signing off. Have a good weekend, everybody. Ooh, that traffic. This is 3 in a row. 3 cameras in a row. It just burned me. It's like, oh, you're getting out of here with some smooth synthwave? Nope, I'm going to show all your faults and lay them out for you. There's a pile of hearses behind a pile of dump trucks, behind a pile of ambulances, behind a pile of police cars. Trust me, I know what I'm doing.